Hello! I am teacher Aubrey and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about the modal verbs can and could. Let's get started! Can and could are modal verbs. And a lot of learners are getting so much confused about them. Yes, napakaraming mga mag-aaral ang nagre-request sa ating channel na talakayin ko ang topic na ito. At sa abot ng makakaya ko, tatalakayin ko siya sa pinakamadaling paraan na mauunawaan ninyong lahat. And these two words, can and could, as I said, they are modal verbs in which they talk about the possibilities, also about abilities or capacity, as well as polite expressions. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started. Mayroong tatlong gamit ang modal verbs na can and could. Ang una, ginagamit ito to talk about ability or capacity. Kapag gusto mong tumukoy sa kakayahan o kapag tutukuyin mo na kaya mong gawin ang isang bagay. Pero nahahati sa dalawa. Ginagamit ang modal verb na can kapag ang kakayahang tinutukoy mo ay kaya mong gawin still in the present. Kaya mo pa rin gawin hanggang ngayon. But we are using the modal verb could if you are talking about the ability or capacity that you can do in the past. Or kaya mo siyang gawin pero sa nakaraang panahon. Unahin natin yung modal verb na can. Again, ginagamit siya kapag yung kakayahan na tinutukoy mo ay nagagawa mo pa rin sa pangkasalukuyan. Let's have example sentences. I can dance ballroom. Kaya kong sumayaw ng ballroom. Tumutukoy sa cha-cha, samba, rumba, at iba't iba pang kauri nito. Nangangahulugan na kaya ko siyang gawin ngayon. Kaya kong sumayaw ng ballroom sa pangkasalukuyan. Another example. He can run fast. He can run fast. Kaya niyang tumakbo ng mabilis. At yung kakayahan na yon ay kaya niyang gawin hanggang ngayon sa kasalukuyan. And last example, she can play 5 different musical instruments. She can play 5 different musical instruments. Or in Filipino, kaya niyang tumugtog ng 5 iba't ibang uri ng instrumentong pangmusika. Ibig sabihin, ang kakayahan niyang yun ay kaya niyang gawin hanggang ngayon. This time, let's move on to the modal verb could. But still, nandun pa rin sa gamit na tumutukoy sa ability or capacity. Ginagamit natin ang modal verb na could to talk about ability or capacity or tumutukoy sa kakayahan. But unlike the modal verb can, ang modal verb na could, ginagamit na siya kapag ang tutukuyin mong ability or capacity or kakayahan ay nagagawa mo dati or nagagawa sa nakaraan pero hindi na kayang gawin ngayon. Subukan nating baguhin yung mga pangungusap kanina into the modal verbs could. So, kanina yung tatlong examples natin na sentences ay tumutukoy sa mga kakayahang nagagawa sa pangkasalukuyan. But let's try to change them into modal verb could para maging tumutukoy na sa mga kakayahan sa nakaraan. Let's have the first one. Kanina sinabi natin, I can dance ballroom o kaya kong sumayaw ng ballroom. Ngayon, sabihin, nagagawa ko siya ngayon. So let's make that could. Magiging, I could dance sa ballroom when I was in high school. So, mapapansin natin, it's really evident. Makikita na tapos na siya dahil may binanggit tayo na span of time sa nakaraang panahon. Sinabi natin na when I was in high school. Ulitin ko, I could dance ballroom when I was in high school. Kaya kong sumayaw ng ballroom noong ako ay nasa high school pa. Ibig sabihin, noon ko siya kayang gawin, pero ngayon, hindi na. The second example, sinabi natin kanina, he can run fast. Kaya niyang tumakbo ng mabilis. Tumutukoy sa kilos na nagagawa niya ngayon. Pero para maging could na siya, it will be like this. He could run fast until he had the major injury. He could run fast until he had the major injury. Kaya niyang tumakbo ng mabilis hanggang sa sumabit ang pagkakataon na nagkaroon siya ng matinding injury sa kanyang katawan. So, ibig sabihin, kaya niyang gawin dati. Pero, natigil dahil nagkaroon siya ng matinding injury. And the last example, sinabi natin kanina na She can play 5 different musical instruments. Or nangangahulugan na kaya niyang tumugtog ng 5 iba't ibang instrumentong pangmusika. Tumutukoy yun sa kakayahan na kaya niyang gawin hanggang ngayon. Pero para maging could, it will be, she could play 5 different musical instruments in her elementary days. Kaya niyang tumugtog ng 5 iba't ibang uri ng instrumentong pangmusika noong siya ay nasa elementarya pa. Ibig sabihin, dati kaya niya, pero nung hindi na siya elementary, naging high school na siya, hindi niya na kaya, pwedeng nalimutan niya na dahil napunta na yung attention niya sa iba't ibang mga hilig. Again, the first usage of the modal verbs can and could is for the ability. Tumutukoy sa kakayahan. For the modal verb can, kakayahan sa kasalukuyan. For the modal verb could, kakayahan sa nakaraang panahon. This time, let us move on to the second usage of the modal verbs can and could. Ginagamit natin ang dalawang modal verbs na ito to talk about possibility. O kapag gusto mong tumukoy sa mga bagay na posibleng mangyari. Well, generally, ang karaniwan talagang ginagamit to talk about possibility is the modal verb could. Yun talaga yung mas karaniwan nating naririnig. And this modal verb could, mas flexible siya kumpara sa modal verb na can. Dahil ang modal verb na could, ginagamit siya para tumukoy sa posibilidad in the past, in the present, and in the future. Let's have example sentences. The first one is this. So let's say we have this situation. Pumasok ako at ikaw na kaklase tayo. Pumasok tayo sa classroom at anong oras na, pero wala pa rin yung teacher natin. So, nag-isip tayo na baka na-traffic or baka may nangyaring emergency sa family kaya hindi na siya makakapasok. So, pwede kong sabihin na the teacher could be late. O may posibilidad na late o mahuhuli sa klase ang guro. So, that possibility reflects a possibility in the present o sa pangkasalukuyan. Again, the teacher could be late. Another example, if you don't practice, you could lose the game. If you don't practice, you could lose the game. Kung hindi ka magsasanay, pwedeng matalo ka sa laro. Ang tanong, sinasabi bang talo na siya sa laro? Hindi pa. Pero, may posibilidad na matatalo siya kung hindi siya magsasanay na mabuti para dun sa sasalihan niyang game or laro. And that possibility reflects a possibility in the future o posibilidad na mangyayari pa lang sa hinaharap. And the last example is this. We could save the child if you have brought him to the hospital on time. We could save the child if you have brought him to the hospital on time. May posibilidad na masagip natin yung buhay ng bata kung nadala lang siya ng mas maaga sa ospital. Again, may posibilidad na nasagip natin yung buhay ng bata kung nadala lang siya sa ospital ng mas maaga. And that sentence reflects possibility in the past o posibilidad sa pangnakaraang panahon. Nangangahulugan na tapos na yung tinutukoy mong posibleng mangyari sa nakaraan. Ibig sabihin, posible pa lang masagip yung buhay ng bata sa nakaraan kung nadala lang ng mas maaga sa ospital. We are using the modal verb could to talk about possibility, and it's more flexible than the modal verb can because we can use it in the present, in the past, and in the future. And ginagamit naman natin ang modal verb na can sa isang pagkakataon lang na ito. Ano yan? Ginagamit natin siya to talk about general possibility. Or when we say general possibility, pangkalahatang posibilidad o mga bagay na posibleng mangyari na katanggap-tanggap sa pangkalahatan. Let's have example sentences. The first one is this. Drinking alcohol can damage your liver. Drinking alcohol can damage your liver. Ang pag-inom ng alak ay maaaring makasira sa iyong atay. Ang pag-inom ng alak ay maaaring makasira sa iyong atay. So, that's a general possibility na katanggap-tanggap para sa lahat. Alam naman natin kapag umiinom ng alak at kapag malakas uminom ng alak, talagang posibleng masira ang atay. And the second and last example is this. You can catch a cold if you go out in the rain. You can catch a cold if you go out in the rain. O Maaari kang magkasipon kapag lumabas ka ng umuulan. Maaari kang magkasipon kapag lumabas ka ng umuulan. And well, that's another general possibility. Alam naman nating lahat na kapag tayo ay lumabas at umuulan ng malakas o kahit mahina, di ba? Alam na alam yan, lalo ng mga nakatatanda sa atin, maaari talaga tayong magkaroon ng sipon, ng lagnat, o ng sakit. Again, the second usage of the modal verbs can and could is for possibility. Let's move on to the third and last usage of the modal verbs can and could. Ginagamit ang modal verbs na ito when we are going to talk about polite expressions o sa mga magalang na pagpapahayag. Mayroong 4 na gamit. Ang una, ginagamit ito for polite expressions specifically in making suggestions o kapag gusto mong magbigay ng suhestyon. Pero kapag gusto mong magbigay ng suhestyon, ang ginagamit lang na modal verb ay could. Hindi natin gagamitin ng can dito. Let's have example sentences. The first one is, you could go to Australia for further studies. You could go to Australia for further studies. So, you made a suggestion, nagbigay ka ng suhestyon na pwede kang magtungo sa Australia para sa karagdagang pag-aaral. O para sa karagdagang pag-aaral pa. Another example is, we could try the new menu on our favorite Japanese restaurant. We could try the new menu on our favorite Japanese restaurant. Nagbigay ka ng suggestion na pwede nating subukan yung bagong pagkain na nasa menu ng paborito nating Japanese na restaurant. And again, the first usage when it comes to polite expression is when we are making suggestion. At ang ginagamit lang dyan ay ang modal verb na could. The second type of polite expression is when we are making requests o kapag tayo ay nakikiusap. Ang ginagamit dito ay pareho. Ang modal verb na can at ang modal verb na could. Pero tandaan, in the English grammar, ang modal verb na can, ginagamit siya in making request in much informal scenarios o mas informal yung tunog niya kapag ginagamit siya. Unlike the modal verb could, ito yung modal verb na ginagamit natin para mas maging formal at mas polite. Mas magalang siyang pakinggan. So, let's have example sentences. The first one is, can you get me a glass of water? Question mark. Can you get me a glass of water? O pwede namang dagdagan pa ng, can you get me a glass of water, please? Then, question mark. O para naman mas polite o mas magalang pakinggan, we can say, could you get me a glass of water, please? Another example is, can you wait for a moment, please? O pwedeng sabihin na, could you wait for a moment, please? Pareho po silang tama, grammatically correct. Ang kaibahan lang ginagamit ang modal verb can in making requests na medyo informal. At ginagamit ang could when we are making requests to sound more polite and it's more formal. The third kind of polite expression is when we are making offers o kapag tayo ay nag-aalok. Ang ginagamit nating modal verb ay parehong can and could. Pero kagaya kanina, ginagamit ang can kapag informal situation o kapag informal conversations. Pero kapag gusto mong mas maging formal at mas maging tunog magalang or even more polite, ang gagamitin mo ay could. Let's have example sentences. The first one is, can I get you something to eat, sir or ma'am? O pwede mo namang sabihin din na, could I get you something to eat, sir or ma'am? O pwede ba kitang maikuha ng makakain? So, you made an offer. Another example, can I help you with your belongings, sir or madam? Can I help you with your belongings, sir or madam? O pwede mo namang sabihin para mas polite, mas formal, you can say, could I help you with your belongings, sir or madam? Pareho pong tama, depende na lamang sa scenario kung gusto mo ay informal o kung gusto mo mas magalang or mas polite kang pakinggan. Again, ginagamit siya for making offers. And lastly, the fourth kind of polite expression is this. Ginagamit ang modal verbs na can and could when we are going to give and seek permission o kapag tayo ay magbibigay o manghihingi ng pahintulot. Let's have example sentences. Unahin natin yung seeking permission o kapag manghihingi ka ng permiso. The first one is, can I have your number, please? Or could I have your number, please? Pwede ko bang mahingi ang numero ng telepono mo? Pakiusap, di ba? Magalang. In Filipino, ganun lang. Pero sa English kasi may can and could tayo. At mas magalang pa rin yung modal verb na could. Can I have your phone number, please? Could I have your phone number, please? Another example, can you help me in finding my wallet? Can you help me in finding my wallet, please? Or you can say, could you help me in finding my wallet, please? Pareho pong tama, depende sa pagkakagamit. If you want to sound informal, you can use can. And if you would like to sound more polite and even formal, you have to use could. Now, let's have example sentences when we are giving permission o kapag magbibigay naman na tayo ng pahintulot. Hindi na to patanong, declarative sentences na siya. The first example is, you can go on the trip. Maaari kang sumama sa magiging pag-alis. Nagbigay ka ng pahintulot, maaaring sa anak mo o sa estudyante mo. And the last example is, you can play with your friends after doing homework. You can play with your friends after doing homework. So, nagbigay ka rin ng pahintulot na makapaglaro siya sa mga kaibigan niya kapag natapos niya yung kanyang takdang aralin. And again, the last usage of can and could is for polite expression in which you can give or seek permission. This time, subukan natin kung naunawaan ba ninyong mabuti ang naging pag-aaral natin. It's your turn. Answer this short quiz. Put your answers and your score on our comments section below. Lesson for today. Kung marami kayong natutuhan, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Yes, like this video, and I'm inviting you to become a part of our YouTube online community of learners. What you have to do is just to simply click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring the notification bell para lagi kayong updated every time I upload new videos. And you may also send super thanks to show support on my contents. And lastly, I won't stop motivating you na anuman po ang inyong mga edad, estado sa buhay o narating sa buhay. Kung mayroon kayong mga pangarap, walang imposible basta lagi lamang pagsisikapan at pagsasanayan. See you on our next videos! Bye!